Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing News. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And today we will be covering Nightwing, the one-shot Nightwing, the Target. From the Chuck Dixon era.
Yeah, what year was this?
This was 2001.
20 years.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it, huh?
Indeed not.
That's why I'm surprised when like people haven't read like stuff from this era, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it was like that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Impressive. All right. But yeah, I did message you again. You'll be hearing this in January, but yeah, I have a little issue on Christmas time. Well, the good news, one of the presents my parents got me, got a Batman band for my Apple Watch.
That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool. Again, it came with a free download of like 20 some DC Comics watch faces. Nightwing is not included. There's no Nightwing anywhere. I looked because it's like, yeah, and the one they give you, there's Superman, there's like basically the whole Justice League and Joker and Harley. But then you can buy other packs. So I was looking through they have just a separate Batman pack you can buy for like $1.99, a Joker pack, and like, yeah, no Dick Grayson, no Nightwing, no Robin, nothing.
Man, that's crap.
I know. I even looked into the Justice League one. I was like, nope, nothing.
I have it went away onto a kangaroo, but I did mine on my Apple Watch where it's the photos. And I just took a photo. I just took a screen cap from the internet of a Nightwing symbol and put it in my favorites folder on my Apple Watch. So you could do that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I could probably just do it. Yes, do that.
You could DIY
it. Exactly, yeah. Although, I mean, these ones are kind of nifty. I can't see it. I can't. There's a Batman
I
one.
can see it a little bit. Is that a Batman one, I assume?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I'm trying to see. There's the symbol.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, there's some good ones. But again, no Nightwing. So hopefully soon.
I know. That is sad. That is sad.
All right. So should we get to Nightwing, the Target?
Let's do it.
All right. So, like we said, it's from 2001. Come on. I was going to go back and get some credits here. Yeah, of course, like I said, it's a Chuck Dixon written, Scott McDaniel pencils. So, yeah, 2001. So you have an idea where that takes place. Oh, and just in time. Yes, it's set in the winter.
It is. Yes, it is.
Because it starts with Dick chasing down these
chasing down drug dealers who have very bad aim.
I know. And just spilling their money, the money they're carrying everywhere.
And then the wind picks up, and he's like, the kids from the Z-Mores, they can buy Pokemon cards with it.
Pokemon. But yeah, thinking, they got so much money on their hands. Yeah, they think they can invest in some luggage. So yeah, just
want to be lighter on their feet.
Exactly. Yeah, so Dick takes these guys down, takes them in, then he swings home.
Luggage is hard to take care of when you're when it's snowing out.
Oh yeah. But he swings home, he has to get ready for his day job.
Yep.
Because at this point he's on the Bloodhaven police force. Drop the mask and pin on the badge. He's just like basically, he must be running like he's changing as he's diving down the stairwell.
Yep, and he only has one shoe on, and he's putting his shoe on. And then it looks like he misses the bus, but he's running pretty close behind it, so...
He's like, I've been late twice this week already. I'm not just worried about Sergeant Roebuck writing me up. I'm worried about her shooting me. So yeah, he gets there. She's complaining about him being late as usual. She says she has a long night of paperwork, so she gives him the keys and says, "You're out on your own tonight."
And that's going to be
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're out on
not
your
good in retrospect.
you're out on your own tonight. So is this supposed to be this showing you what a rough town? Because look at that squad car. There's like a bullet hole in the windshield.
Yeah, I guess. So that they don't really have enough money.
Then he's thinking, hey, likes Amy, and she taught him so much about police work. But she could be even more unforgiving than Bruce. Is that possible?
Dang. I don't know.
It feels good to be on my own. Free to make my own decisions. Yeah, that's when he sees two guys run past him. Or front of the car.
Well, it says free to make my own decisions and mistakes.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. I mean, it's not really a mistake. It was his mistake. It's not so much a mistake as being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Well, later on, Bruce will tell him this whole thing was a mistake. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's Bruce. He's almost as unforgiving as Sergeant Roebuck.
Yes. They're heading into the Z-Moors projects. The place is a maze. Then he sees a bunch of cops chasing after them on foot.
So he's like, oh, it's my beat, so I follow.
Yep. Looks like cops from the 1-5. So they dive down. What is it? Is that down in the sewer? Or a basement?
It's a basement, maybe? It looks like a basement window that got punched out.
Yeah. He's like, whoever those gangbangers are, these boys want them bad.
So
then we see the the cop from the
from the cop who looks after the Z-Moors.
Yeah, the local cop. Yeah, and there's all these other guys are just like, they're ours. Get out of here. Yep. And then Dick's like, anything I can do, get inside and assist Grayson, Sarge. What did these guys do? You their lawyer? Then shut up.
You can tell that's a bad sign.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Dick says, he goes down and says, what I see makes me sick, as a bunch of them are just beating on these two guys.
Yeah. Before I realize it, and he makes them stop.
Well, yeah, Dick tries to get in between them, and then he gets hit from behind, pistol whipped from behind.
Yeah, because he says, like, why they're not resisting arrest, why are you beating them up? And then he gets...
That's enough, more than enough. Yeah, he wants to call an ambulance, and then the guy in charge hits him from behind.
And then when he wakes up, he's in the hospital.
Yeah. With was that Detective Ed?
So I mean, I realize that he's supposed to be. He got hit on the head, so he had a concussion, but he looks really weird in these. Like, the drawing is really weird when he's in the
Yeah, almost like he has like a black eye underneath and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know, just something feels off. It's like up until he's in the hospital, it feels like Scott McDaniel's usual style, and then it starts to feel off. Like he starts to kind of different and like really bulky and mean. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, unless like the hospital, it's like an attempt at lighting, because in that basement it's going to be like real dark, and in the hospital there's going to be like lights all, it's going to be all lit
Right.
up.
But I don't know, his face even just looks like
Maybe.
different kind of from how it was earlier in the book.
Or it's supposed to be like bruised too, because like when he went out, maybe they beat on him some more. Who knows?
Yeah.
But once again, I was thinking as I was rereading this, okay, what is this? Another. I don't know. We got to start keeping score how much head trauma Dick has gone through over the years. He's been shot in the head twice. This, I know he's probably been beaten how many times in the head.
Well, there's one back in the Golden Age where he gets like hit over the head with something, and Batman's like, "It's lucky you have a thick head of hair because that protected you." So yes. Well, this was all still before we really knew about how bad repeated accumulated head trauma is.
Again, that's why he needs a cow. Again, 2 gunshots. This.
Yeah, you need
Uh,
Kevlar over your head for sure.
yeah. So
Anyway,
that ends
that's
like
when he wakes up, he finds out those other cops, said he was the one that beat up those kids.
yeah, because this detective from homicide, because Dick's like, yeah, the guy's like, yeah, one of them's dead and one of them's close to it. Yeah, and they say you, because he finds himself cuffed to the bed, and they're like, he's like, yeah, they said you did it, and they had to try to pull you off of them. So there it is, kids. Miller and his boys. All 4 say you lost it. Yes, there's 4 words against his. But Dick says, no, it wasn't me, it was them. And the detective says, you better remember more than you do, because as of right now, a dog in the pound has more rights than you do.
Yep. And then he's in the interrogation room with 2 cops smoking. You don't see that anymore either.
Or the blood, David.
Yeah, no smoking inside them. Yeah, he just looks different there again. Like his face is drawn kind of different. I don't know.
I mean, I get it's probably a little different for cops, but he's like, they say I have no right to a lawyer. I'm like, aren't you an American citizen, or don't you have a right to a lawyer? Or is it just that
Yeah.
it's so corrupt,
Yeah, that might be a Bloodhaven thing. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, granted, most of the cop procedure stuff I know is from watching Law and Order, which is
Lenny
also
Briscoe,
fiction. But
I thought even
yeah,
like
but they always talk about your
Yeah.
or like your union rep, but maybe the cops in Bloodhaven aren't unionized.
because I thought everyone, even like the most like sadistic of killers, got a right to a lawyer.
Yeah,
Bloodhaven.
I don't know.
I give them nothing. They never believe my story. It's my word against 4 veterans. So then they leave him alone for a while, and then okay, and then Inspector Arnott comes in. This is the guy who took over for Dudley Soames after he lost his head.
Okay, all right.
This is the new Soames. So he says, Chief Redhorn asked me to stop by. He's preparing a press conference. He's gonna roast her, but it's all a show. It's an easy gig. Just tell the same story your brother officers tell. It's your best option. Go lose your badge and you'll do some time, minimum for manslaughter. And if I don't, then there's no one to run cover for you at the Justice Department and the media. You violated little punks' rights by bashing their heads in. That's serious time in a federal pen where cops are locked away with baby rapers. I think the bigger threat would be murderers. Wouldn't the bigger threat be murderers or cop killers?
No, you know what they say? The people who are rapists always have the worst time in prison.
I know. So it's like, wouldn't they? Yeah, wouldn't the rapist be like, "Oh, hey, you know, I don't know. Remember, you're still one of us. As long as you stick to the official story, go off script, and you're alone." And then he's thinking to himself, "I'm not alone. I'm never alone." But eventually, he gets free. But he's on suspension while the investigation goes on. They took my gun and badge and my pride.
And then, yep, he gets into his apartment and boom, immediately, I never liked this idea.
Me, Batman. Yeah, look what you brought down on yourself. Exposure, attention. Or are you aware that Eternal Affairs doesn't require search warrants? And Dick's like, I know, I'm a cop. We're a cop. Bruce is like, you're lucky I came right down from Gotham when I heard the shoe flies would have turned up our secret. And Dick's like, any listening devices? And Bruce is like, no, not yet. That means they think they already have you. And Dick's like, they do. My brother officers will see to that. Yeah, Bruce, what were you thinking? They're thieves and pimps and murderers.
It's like, yeah, that's why I joined. I was thinking that I was going to end that.
That's what he's saying. He's like, I thought I'd bring it all down, and the city would have a chance with a real police department.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Can you clear yourself? And Dick's like, I think so, but not as Nightwing.
Too much risk. We can't afford the exposure.
But I'm like, does anyone in Bloodhaven really make a connection between Dick Grayson and Nightwing? This is the kind of thing Nightwing would be investigating, wouldn't he? If he thought that someone was getting framed like this?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just an excuse for a different costume.
I guess, yeah. And it's also an excuse to portray Bruce as a big jerk.
That would have been funny if Bruce was like, you can't be as Nightwing, and Dick goes, okay, give me my Robin costume then.
Well, yeah, it's like,
But then it's like, but then I mean, I get for the sake of the story, okay, I get it. But it's like basically, Dick is basically on his own. It's like you're not going to stay and help him, Bruce. Your son's about to go to jail.
I know. That's why I said it's like,
The
this
big
is an
crime he's gonna
interesting.
commit.
This is an interest. I mean, the whole like getting rid of corrupt cop stuff is interesting, but sometimes did this come out around the same time as no, that must have been later. The Nightwing Year One. It's like sometimes Bruce Wayne gets written as Batman gets written as a huge jerk, and this maybe he's not a huge jerk, but yeah, he's definitely really mean in this one. Like this isn't a situation where you should be coming in saying, "I told you so."
Yeah, this is it's saying September 2001. So
I'm trying to remember when Year One came out. I know that was Nightwing 101.
hold on, I'll look.
So that was probably
Yeah, it's just like
later.
it's like, hey, Bruce, if he ever needed help, it's right now.
I know. It's like how Luke says, "Look at the bright side. He didn't ask if you're guilty." So it's like, yeah, okay, at least he didn't ask if he knows you're not guilty, but he's not being very.
Yeah, no, Nightwing Year
true.
One. Well, issue 101 didn't come out till March 2005. So.
Okay.
So
It's
yeah,
like,
so
and it's like, yeah, Dick didn't really need his help, but it's just annoying that they have Bruce be such like, I told you shouldn't be a cop.
and as Dick's sitting there while Bruce leaps out the window, Dick's like, "Well, look at the bright side. At least he didn't ask if you were guilty or not." Things like Batman's right. I have to clear myself. I can't. Nose around the case is Dick Grayson, and it's a closed case as far as Bloodhaven PD, and Nightwing can't be connected with this either. So, yeah, we see him in a new costume. Well, a bunch of it looks like police issue stuff. Although those gloves he's wearing with like the almost look like claws. I mean, they just look like the hand part of it, but don't those look like Jean Paul Valley's Batman?
Oh, yeah, I hadn't really connected that, but
I wonder.
maybe.
I wonder if that part's like, if he pulled that out of, somewhere.
Out of storage.
Yeah, something. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it helps him climb and stuff, but that would have been funny if he would have put on Jean Paul's Batman costume.
Dang, yeah, why didn't they do that? That would have been hilarious.
That'd be sweet. Bruce turns him away and doesn't help him, so he puts on that costume, which I'm sure Bruce hates.
That would have been hilarious.
I figured if things went bad, everyone would just blame Jean Paul.
Boom, there you
go. So yeah, he sneaks into the hospital.
And then he has a big realization. Hold on, there's something wrong here.
Yeah, because he's checking out the one victim who's still like unconscious, but he only caught a glimpse that night. But yeah, the guy in the bed, neither one of the people he saw.
Yep.
Miller and his goons caught the wrong guys. So that's not even. So it gets even worse. It's like, yeah, the cops not only used excessive force, but they beat the wrong guys too.
Mm-hmm. They're so corrupt.
Oh yeah. Then Dick thinks someone else was there that night, so he drops down to talk to the neighborhood cop.
Yep. Yes. What's your get up? Some kind of target? He's like, I like it.
I mean, this guy's seen Nightwing before. I mean, just the way Dick moves her, and he'd be like, you seem familiar.
Yeah.
Yes, they go back to the guy's office. So he gives him gives a big foul, I guess, on the troublemakers.
He sees two of them and
Yeah,
gets the names.
yeah,
Biggs and Alvy.
seen them around, not lately. Known associates, friends, or enemies. He's like, enemies would be more helpful. Yeah, they were. They ran rock for a Cambo nut job over on Kirkland Avenue. Street name Binny Rabbit.
I know, where do they come up with these names?
Wait, that's a tough name, huh? But
they recently went out on their own.
Yep, it could be bad blood. Then we see Miller and his cops go into Elvie's mother's looking for him, and they
Threatening her.
Yeah, Miller's like, if I find out you're hiding him. Then we see the anonymous note gets delivered to Detective Adad. It's like two pictures of Elvie and Biggs, and it says they know about the Zmore's beatings.
Also, this totally ridiculous cop that's like sees him on the ground and is like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm praying, dude. Jeez."
I mean,
like,
no matter what religion it is, if you saw someone down on their knees like that, wouldn't you assume they're praying?
Yeah, clearly this dude's an idiot.
Yeah.
Which is why a dad says, "Allah give me strength," because he needs Allah to give him strength to work in the Bloodhaven Police Department. So yes, then he gets the tip.
Yeah, Dick's at home. He's thinking he's not sleeping well. Head hurts. Not sure if it's the concussion or all the thoughts in there. And that's when Amy shows up.
Yep.
I thought you were my lawyer. So it's insults now, rookie?
I know. And then she says, "I leave you alone one night and look what happens."
Are you here to pal on? Again with the insults. So basically his two bosses are getting on his case, yeah.
Yep. I also like how Dick's toothbrush is Oral C, because the brand in real life is Oral B. And he's like, "Of course I believe you're innocent. Now what can I do?"
She's like, what are you going to do to get out of it? You believe I'm innocent? Don't be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, then this cracked me up when the lawyer comes. In my opinion, you're like a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest. My grandpa says that.
So yeah, well, Amy leaves. We see two of Miller's cops following her, and then yeah, his lawyer's like, your best option is the cop a plea. They have you nailed every which way. And then Dick's like, they think they'd like that. I plead guilty and go quietly to Lockhaven. No muss, no fuss, no bad press. And then the lawyer's like, you think the corruption in this town exists in a vacuum? The media in this town is bought and paid for, just like the cops. Then he's like, oh wait, are they listening on this?
And then Dick's head in his hands. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to help myself because
Yeah.
everybody here is a wimp."
He's like, I'm gonna have to make something happen. Mm,
He gets out as the target, and he realizes this is not police brutality, but murder. I mean, excuse me, they still murdered that guy. But it's not police brutality murder. It's preemptive hired murder designed to look like police brutality.
yeah. Mm. He's like, but why would this guy give up his own personal cops? An interruption to the cash flow, maybe? And he throws down a bucket of gasoline. So when all the guys point their guns up at him, he's like, one hot shell casing in this unleaded, and boosh. Because no, it's them and their cash sitting down there. I think your bottom line, Ben. And he's like, what's this about, dead man? Let's say I'm a concerned citizen. I think you may know some pals of mine. They dress in blue, drive matching cars, go around in pairs.
And we see they're still following Amy. She's again going to Alvy's mom's house. So they
Yep.
call Miller. But while they're talking to Miller, they get another call. Or no, Miller gets another call.
And we see Ben's place is burning down. He's like, some psycho to mass burn my place down. He wanted to know about you. He's like, look, settle down. And he's like, wrong. Get your butt down here, Miller. But then Amy tracks down Biggs and Elvie, takes the place of the pizza delivery guy. I guess he was coming. Jalapenos on a pizza. Now that's unusual. So then Dick's listening in when Miller shows up at the warehouse.
Yeah, he has one of those things that like amplifies sound.
Yep.
And he explains, this guy named Target asked about you. So I told him everything. And then he torched my cash anyway.
Yeah. Miller, what'd you do that for? Because you're not worth $500,000 to me.
I mean, makes sense. Oh, and then
oh yeah,
this is an interesting wrinkle. Yeah, one of Miller's guys. Yo, Miller, the guys think they found Biggs and Alvy.
Yeah,
like,
the guy following Amy. Yep.
And then Benny Rabbit is like, Biggs and Alvy, because this is when he realizes that Miller didn't take care of who he said he was going to take care of.
And Dick starts swinging down because he's like, I could just walk away right now. A certain kind of justice would work things out, but it's not my kind of justice. Yeah. Meaning Miller would just probably get gunned down.
And Ma's like, you told me you killed them.
And because Ben's like, you told me you killed them. I bought you. And Miller's like, maybe I don't stay bought. So the cops and Ben's guys are about to shoot it out.
Yep. And then we see Amy arresting them.
Yeah, the Miller's guys come in.
Oh yeah, here's where it is. He's like, I have to be careful about getting shot. Maybe I'm starting to rethink my name target. And then he's like, maybe not. These guys couldn't hit a target.
Yeah, exactly. They're stormtroopers. They could use some range time. Then Amy takes care of the Miller guys, shoots them.
Yeah, well, they start shooting first.
Yeah. And then Dick's just like tossing around pistols. He's like, they're not my usual rangs, but they're heavy.
Makes me appreciate all those hours Bruce made me practice throwing pistols. Of course he did.
Oh yeah, Bruce don't want you to use a gun unless it's to throw. Do not pull that trigger, but you can whip him at guys' heads. I don't care.
And then other cops show up. Looks like it's gonna work out.
Yep. So Biggs and Elvie confess. Says it was Miller and the others, that young cop. He tried to stop him, and Miller knocked him out. Then they went back
to beating on the other guys. They thought they were us.
So Dad's like, all right, that's it. Call the DA's office. And then Dick's talking to Arnott. He's like, you're a lot like Lucky Grayson. You have a dirty Harriet for a partner and some kind of guardian angel. You're being reinstated, but you may not want to thank me or the chief. Miller had lots of friends on the force. And Dick hopefully makes some and locks together. So basically, he's like, Arnott's right. I'm a marked man. I get one uniform back, even if it represents. He's retiring. Gets his cop uniform back, retires his target uniform, and then.
Right, but I think it's interesting. I get one uniform back, even if it represents everything I've sworn to bring down. He's talking about how the cops are so corrupt.
The Bloodhaven cops, yeah.
Yeah.
So and then that last panel, we get him swinging away as Nightwing
with bats, of course.
So it's an interesting story because you only get him as Nightwing in those first couple pages, and then in this last panel,
I wonder what made them decide to write it this way. I mean, whatever. It's just.
Yeah, I wonder why they did the one shot because I could have seen Dixon probably could have stretched this out like two of the regular issues or something, unless.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember when let me see when his run in, unless it was like towards the end of his run and he wasn't getting as many issues or I don't know. Or unless they wanted some kind of special or something.
Could be.
Or sometimes the plans change because I know there's a Spider-Man story. It was 2 issues and originally it was supposed to be in an annual. So instead of using in an annual, they split it into 2 regular issues.
Yeah, didn't they sometimes do that back then? I mean, because we had those random ones in the 90s that was like Flash plus Nightwing, which is so amazing, and like Batman plus Arsenal or whatever.
Yeah, I never know if they're just trying to, if it's just extra money maker or. I'm trying to find. What was it 71? I think was his last issue. Dixon's last issue. Try searching that way. Oh wait, maybe it's 70. All right. Yeah, I think that might be it. I'm just looking for a date. I don't know because his last issue was 70. That was August 2002. So.
Yeah,
unless he had the year planned out, and he's like, I'm not going to have time to get this Target thing in, so maybe they'll want to.
Yeah, and it's a little bit extra long. I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe they just were doing it like, hey, we have this a little bit longer story. Let's see if we can make a special and sell it.
Yeah, maybe. Because I say, I'm surprised they didn't do it as an annual or something.
True enough. I don't know.
So, what did you think?
I think it's good. I mean, the only thing that annoys me is how Bruce is a douche.
I know. Bruce doesn't even show up at the end. It's just oh, okay, yeah, cleared your name. Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good story. And justice is served. Those corrupt cops and stuff, they get thrown in jail at the end, so that's good. But yeah, I'm just annoyed that Bruce is such a jerk.
I just think they wanted to like Dixon really wanted to portray how hopeless Dick's situation was at that moment. Because I mean, there's these, it would have been better, I think, if they would have had a call from Alfred, and Alfred would have been like, if you need anything, let us know. Let me know.
Yeah.
But it's like even like Tim and Barbara, nobody was coming to help Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's written as its own separate thing. I don't know.
It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's like a good story, and we're not gonna let the details. So it's like I'm fine with Bruce not helping him. It just annoys me that Bruce was such a jerk when he showed up and was like, "In your face, I told you not to be a cop," and didn't really offer anything helpful.
Exactly. All right.
So if you come in and been like, "I told you not to be a cop, but what can I do to help you?" And Dick was like, "I got this. Give me a few days. I'll call you if I need you." And he was like, "All right." That would have been awesome.
And I know it's different writers and even like different eras, but it's just like Bruce has such a hard time with Dick being a cop, and meanwhile it seems like he turns a blind eye to Jason when Jason's like gunning guys down and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Again, different writers, All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, next time, I believe it's another Dixon. Next episode will be the Nightwing 80-page giant.
Nice.
And then the episode after that will be Nightwing 70. Again, I believe that's Dixon's
Because
last.
I think that kind of ties in with the 80-page giant. Yeah.
Yes. So that'll be the week after that. So, yes.
Nice.
So kind of little connection in the next 2 weeks. All right, everyone. So yes, send your thoughts on any of the current Dick Grayson stuff, and we'll be squeezing the new issue in when it comes out. So send us your thoughts. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Please go join the Bloodhaven Bulletin, our Facebook fan group. Find links to this YouTube channel. Once again, every episode we do gets a video. Most importantly, once again, we're not millionaires or billionaires like the people we talk about. So if you can, please subscribe to our Patreon. Every little bit helps. And again, $3 or $5 gets you our exclusive content, the creator interviews. Mr. DG Chichester's there every month. The superhero movie brackets are coming soon, so make sure you're on board for that. And again, if you can buy some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch, find everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, kids. And remember, if mommy and daddy did not get you Dick Grayson Boy Wonder for Christmas, now's the time. Go on Amazon and get it yourself. Tell them, I don't need you. I can get it myself. And again, if you love this show, you'll love that book. It's even better than this show. All right. Anything else, Chris?
I'm good.
All right. She's like, I don't know what you did, but yeah, that's good. All right, kids. Again, for joining us. Come back next week for Nightwing 80-page giant, and then in 2 weeks, Nightwing 70, the follow-up. Lots and lots of Nightwing. And hey, remember, all you people out there, we need more Nightwing merchandise. Watch faces, shirts, figures, anything. Cups, anything. I want to look one day and see nothing but Nightwing. All right, kids. Come back next time. Remember, same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Better hit that target.